Okay, so we have one more presentation before we get another quick coffee break in time for networking. So I'm delighted to welcome to the stage Jesse Lucas, who's from Labara. We've obviously been having lots of conversations this morning about human interaction and chatbots, and I think this is going to be a really powerful sort of case study around how we navigate that in the business context. So I will hand us over to Jesse. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Cool. Well, thank you very much for having me along today. I think it's been a fantastic event so far, and I'm really excited to dive into one giant leap for your business with conversational commerce with you all today. This area is incredibly exciting right now, particularly because there is so much potential to transform your business. First of all, I'd like to just give a quick introduction to myself. So I'm Jesse. I worked at John Lewis for 10 years, and in my last 2.5 years there, I was a digital product manager looking at conversational commerce, conversational AI, chatbots, all that wonderful stuff that we all love. And that really got a passion going from the inside, and I got tiny bit obsessed with the conversational commerce element of my role. And like most people, when they're a little bit obsessed, they go on to create a blog, and that actually went on to be a podcast, and that's the chit chat, my thing on the side that I do. And the day job is currently at Labara, which is this amazing mobile phone network we have in 5 countries in Europe. And they are really a challenger brand in this space. And I joined them recently as a product manager, doing all the stuff I love, which is conversational AI, chatbots, etc. So let's get started. This is a very hard question, but does anybody know who this man is? And I'll give you a clue, he's not the inventor of a microscope. This is like super tricky. I was literally going to give a big prize away if anyone got it, but yeah, I do want to say risk. So his name is Jay Lathrop, and we all owe him a heck of a lot, really. And he's going to help teach us a very valuable lesson today. And this, of course, is a microscope. Does anybody know what this is? Some good guesses? I'm looking to the Dutch people in the room. It's a what? No. Yeah, different language, same thing. But yeah, it's a, so we call it an extreme ultraviolet lithography machine. This machine took several decades, tens of billions of dollars to develop, and essentially, very simply, in layman terms for me, it prints microchips. The latest model of this goes for around 380 million US dollars. It's made up of 457,329 parts exactly. It's so complicated that even nation states like China can't actually replicate it. But what has Jay, a microscope, and a $380 million EUV machine got to do with conversational commerce, you're probably thinking? We'll find out in a bit. Because first of all, I'd like to take it back to basics. So what exactly is conversational commerce? There's everyone in this room, and I feel like we probably have different experience levels with it. Some might just understand what it is, but probably some are using it in their day-to-day lives. Simply, it's the buying and selling of products and services through technology-powered dialogues between individuals, groups, and businesses. So it's the fusion of technology with conversations to drive commerce. And these conversations aren't just confined to one channel. They're happening all over the place, whether that be live chats on websites, maybe on WhatsApp, through direct messaging on social media applications, and even on voice assistants like Alexa, or through video applications. And at the core are technologies like natural language processing, conversational AI, chatbots, speech recognition. And these tools are really revolutionizing how we can interact with our customers. And it's common to think of these channels and these technologies within the realm of kind of post-purchase queries. We're used to that, right? So a product you'd ordered online hasn't turned up. It has turned up, but it's broken inside, or it's turned up broken and it's the wrong item. That'd be a really unlucky day for you. And we're used to that happening to us as a consumer, and then maybe going on live chat on a website to get that fixed. But what we're talking about with conversational commerce here is about using these channels and technologies to sell more. And that's the real game changer here. It's a role in facilitating sales, not just resolving issues. I want to bring this to life with several examples. And the first one is pretty close to my heart because it's one that I did in my last role at John Lewis. And for those who know John Lewis, you will probably, when you think of us as a brand, you will think immediately of our stores. You will think of the partners For people outside of the UK, so we refer to them as partners. They're essentially our staff, the employees in the store. Christmas ads, that's another one. And yeah, you know about when you come into store, you're going to get an exemplary level of customer service that's backed up by fantastic product advice. And we were struggling a bit online with our conversion and AOV, and it left us to kind of, well, what's a bit different to online compared to the in-store experience? And something we were missing were our people, our humans, our partners, our expert tellers, our storytellers, our people that have all the product advice. And so we were wondering, how can we initiate a channel to let our customers speak to these people over our website? And so what we did was something just really, really simple. No fancy conversational AI here at all. We just put a widget on our website, and this was placed on product pages, so just where you're going to buy your iPhones or laptops, etc., and just with a really simple call to action about chatting to an advisor for product help. And we did this as a small trial experiment with about 7 partners initially, and just in our technology assortment. And customers could essentially just click on this, fill in a couple of bot questions just to make sure they're pre-purchase and not in the post-purchase space. And then we put them through to one of our partners, one of our expert partners who guided them through their purchase. And this was an absolute smash hit, and we kind of never expected it to be as big as it did. We were constantly at capacity in terms of the amount of conversations we could hold. We expanded the team from over the course of 7 months, from 7 to about 40 partners involved, and we spoke on everything from our technology assortment to the home assortment. And during this period of trialing, we spoke to over 75,000 customers. And not just from an engagement perspective, but also we managed to prove 3 fundamental things with conversational commerce at John Lewis. The first is that we could improve the bottom line. We managed to prove that we could increase average order value, we could increase conversion, and as a result, even after the additional cost of having to speak to somebody, we could raise incremental profit. Secondly, this was a fantastic customer satisfaction moment. Customers just loved it. We constantly heard in their feedback about how they loved getting through to a human so quickly, and they used that word, a human agent. And also our agents, our partners, they love this too. It massively changed their days up, and they love this new experience and this new challenge for them to connect with our customers. Another example, quite famous again here in the UK, is the Currys Shop Live proposition. This is one of the world's largest live commerce activations globally, and 34,000 customers a week speak to Currys over this channel. Very similar to what we did at John Lewis, just through a different medium. So where we were using live chat, they are using video commerce. So again, on their product pages, on their website, there'd be a widget that would bring up a little pop-up, and then you go through to a one-way video call to one of their agents in stores to explain any information about the product that you're wishing to purchase. And they cover around 60,000 products on these calls, and they offer this out 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Another cool example, and this time using conversational AI, is the Feasty Bot by Feastables. And if anyone doesn't know this brand, so this is Mr. Beast's chocolate brand, so the YouTube sensation. Like when most YouTube sensations become famous, you try to make money in other ways, and he decided to create a confectionery company. But one cool idea that he did have for this was FeastyBot, and this isn't just an ordinary chatbot that supports in post-purchase. It offers customers personalized recommendations for them to buy, and can even send items directly to their cart should they wish. So you've heard several examples there of conversational commerce in action, but what are the benefits of this? Now, I would say the benefits are endless, but maybe you would expect me to say that. And you've heard some of what I've spoken for already, but I kind of can wrap these up into 3 key overarching themes for you. The first is around driving business outcomes. So about a lot of what I've said, whether your outcome is to drive down costs, reduce return rates, or improve your bottom line, it's about how you employ conversational commerce in the correct way will help you to do this. The impact on an array of financial metrics is extremely clear and evidenced across multiple different sectors. In 2025, global spending through conversational commerce channels is expected to reach $290 billion, and that will be 7-fold what it was in 2021. The second is around perfecting and personalizing the customer experience. It's 2024, people. We need to be offering hyper-personalization across every part of our customer journey. According to Deloitte, 80% of customers are more likely to purchase from a company that offers personalized experiences. And conversational commerce can be one fundamental way for you to do this. And the third benefit is probably the clearest and most obvious, and for me, that is be where your customers already are. On WhatsApp, for example, there are 2.4 billion active users, making it the world's most popular messaging application. As brands, we spend so much on trying to get our consumers into our shops, into our social channels, onto our apps, onto our websites. Why don't we just exist in a place where they already are, where they're used to the user interface, where they're there on a daily basis interacting with their friends? And so it's a no-brainer not just to be present on these channels, but for them to be a key part of your digital transformation going forward. So if we're taking a journey into conversational commerce, what does that exactly look like? First of all, let's finish the story, because I think the lesson will help us. So this man, the mystery man, Jay Lathrop, so he worked at a US government lab where he was essentially tasked with miniaturizing transistors for use in semiconductors or computer chips. And he had a bit of a eureka moment in the lab one day, and whilst looking through his microscope at a transistor, he had this idea. A microscope lens could take something that looks small and make it look bigger. If you turn the microscope upside down, the lens would take something big and make it look smaller. And so what Lathrop did next is he covered a block of material with chemicals that would disappear when light is exposed to them. And so he put this block under the microscope, turned it upside down, covered it with a pattern, and shone light through. And as a result, he printed the pattern onto this block of material. This process led to him realizing that he could essentially print tiny wires using light, a process called photolithography. And this set the stage for the advent of extreme ultraviolet lithography machines a decade later, the $380 million ones. They use extremely short wavelengths of light to etch incredibly fine patterns on silicon wafers, creating computer chips. A typical smartphone processor will have about 10 billion microscopic transistors in each of them, and these are each pioneered by the photolithography process that Lathrop pioneered. So what can we learn from this? For me, there's a very fundamental lesson that small steps in a new direction can be a giant leap forward. Jay Lathrop never set out to invent the $380 million machine. He never envisioned that. He probably couldn't even conceive that that was possible. He had a problem that he was trying to solve, and he went about it in the smartest, but maybe a fairly simple way. If he probably aimed for the $380 million machine, he would have failed quite badly. And I think there's something quite prudent about this, especially as the AI race is on, because I think we see everybody rushing for the big, glorious machine, spending loads of money, where actually they need to take a step back and look at their problems and take some small steps first. The mission isn't AI, the mission is to solve your customer and business problems. And I appreciate this might be quite small for some of you on the back on this next slide. But what does this journey into conversational commerce look like? So it starts with your customer, not a directive from an executive at your business. And once you've started with your customer, you want to develop a very deep understanding of what their needs, wants, and desires are. What are their pain points? What are their frictions? And only then can you start to assess whether these technologies can play a role in the solution for these problems. And then you want to really focus on design and create an intuitive user experience from the ground up. You're then going to want to prototype this and get this in front of real customers and experiment with a control group to actually really understand, so what is the benefit of this? And once you've done your experiments, iterate. And once you're confident in your delivery and what your proposition is going to go forward, then get that out there to more of your customers as quickly as possible. But don't forget to continue to learn and to continue to iterate. Your customers' needs and pain points will continue to develop and change as time goes on. Technology will continue to change. And so you will be iterating forevermore. Now, I'm nearly at the end of my talk, but I want to leave you with three tips for success as you embark on your conversational commerce journeys. And the first is, humans are still valuable and essential few. We still need people. Never underestimate the power of your human team, because they're not just your front line, they're your innovators and your testers. Like we did at John Lewis, we literally got a handful of partners from our stores, set them up with laptops, and sent them home in a week. We were able to do this really quickly with humans. We couldn't have done it at that pace if we were trying to implement a conversational AI solution. Agents are also your most valuable, they provide your most valuable insights into your customers and what those pain points and frictions are. So as you're starting to understand these more, speak to agents, sit with them as they interact with your customers. And also, if you're using AI, and you're always going to need to keep a human in the loop, whether that's a safety net for your customers or for training and monitoring purposes. The next is technology choice is critical. The foundation of your conversational commerce lies in selecting the right technology platform, one that not only meets your needs for today, but that evolves with you in the future. And the decision transcends the technology itself. You need a partner who is going to lead and innovate in the space. You need a partner who is compatible with your existing tech ecosystem so you can integrate into what you need to. You need a partner who's financially stable. There's been a lot of investment in companies over the last couple of years, and we're probably seeing a bit of an AI bubble at the moment, and you don't want to be on the wrong side of that if that was to burst. And you also need a partner that's a good cultural fit for your organization. And notice something that I keep saying partner, not supplier. Because if you're looking for a supplier, you're going to be paying a lot of money and getting a technology, and you're going to be running with that. If you're looking for a partner, however, you're still going to probably be paying quite a lot of money. There's no getting away from that. But you're going to get a lot more than just the technology. You're going to get somebody that is world-class in the space. You're going to get somebody who has learned, who has successes, but also importantly, has failures. You want somebody who's really going to challenge you, and that's what a partner is going to do. And my third and final tip as you embark on conversational commerce is design like a banana. And I have a prop here as well. You're going to have to bear with me on this one. I've done this before, and people think I'm going a bit crazy. But for me, design is far too often overlooked, and technology gets all the attention. Because when you look at a banana, the design of it is not that it's just a yellow and it's a bit of a crescent shape. Design is so much more than that. Design is that it's got an intuitive coloring system that tells you the flavor, the ripeness, the freshness of what this banana is going to taste like. Design is, it's got a hygienic cover that makes it perfectly portable, no need for a plastic bag, and it's completely compostable. Design is, it's the perfect shape and size to fit in one's hand, and design is that it's got a primary and secondary opening device. It's not just about the exterior, it's about every aspect. Every aspect serves a purpose here. And again, if you are using a chatbot in your conversational commerce initiative, design is not just the colors of your widget or what you're going to name your chatbot. It is so much more than that. It's about considering the flow of the entirety of the conversation, the placement of each and every single individual step, the choice of interactive elements, whether that's buttons or text fields, the tone and personality that you want your chatbot to portray. There is so much more. I could go on and on. So give design the focus, priority, and investment it needs, and design like a banana. That nearly brings me to the end. I just want to give a quick shameless shout out to the Chit Chat, which is my blog and podcast. But if you liked what you heard, please give it a follow on LinkedIn, and you'll hear so much more about conversational commerce, where I post, and you'll see all the latest updates in there. So thank you very much, everybody, and have a great day.